So the poem I'm going to read today is called Dynamic 9. I wrote it back on April 10th, 2003 for my sister for her birthday, and it has a couple of themes in it. One is that, when you have a feeling like you've known someone a long time, and maybe, depending on your, how you feel spiritually and what you think about that, maybe you've known them for a very long time and have played different games with them throughout, who knows, eons of spans of time and things like that. And then the second theme is the reduction of oneself down from, let's say, and it follows the dynamics as described in Scientology. And there are 8 dynamics largely described. There are a couple others mentioned, but I'll leave that for anyone who wants to look up that for themselves. But so the 8th dynamic would be, basically godhood or the infinite or whatever you want to call it, and then the reduction of that to existing as spirit, the reduction of that as existing as all matter, energy, space, and time, the reduction of that existing as all life, plants, trees, insects, but all life, period, the reduction of that to existing as mankind, and down to groups, and down to maybe a romantic coupling or family, and down to a body, an individual, me, as identified as this. And so the poem has that sort of reduction going on, which you might pick up on if you track with knowing that there are these 8 dynamics, and you can see it in the poem itself, and then it finishes with dynamic 9. So anyway, I'll read that now. So it's a bit of a longer one, but here it is. Spin in, begin. The original beingness of our dawn, lost as we tassel down through eons, twisting together, eyes like fire, our only passion to create our desires. We skate vast oceans of sea-green glass and ponder our creation from the endless past. I saw you there, the crystal queen, austere at peace, the perfect ring. I came from you to start a game. You looked at me and gave me my name. And from your mouth there came a pulse I could not withstand, and did convulse. You gave a wondering glance. Spin in again, begin again. We danced in the ether, crossing breadth and width, constellations of laughter, creating myth. The perfect coil, the untamed machine, the fount, the vessel without a seam. Shrug and tug, push and pull, descending from grace in a delicate lull. Down into the universe's core, the first viewpoint of dimension we did explore. Seeing from that point of view was cause for us to start anew. And that was when the stars fell down, diamond cascade of your crashing crown. Your eyes glowed red, and I could not see, blinding, ending, no recovery. You glanced about uncertainly. Spin in again, begin again. I looked out across the twisted flow of grass and trees that spread below, and saw you had come once more to create the sea-green glass in different shapes. The forest did change from living life to gems of green catching the sunlight. The burning glow of your inner core laid bare the mystery of the jungle floor. The crystal queen, now more opaque, did not but cause my heart to break. For as I approached her garden to laud her, my disruption did awake her ardor. Her crystal magnified my dust and mud, and every shard did then draw blood. Your anger was a surging flood. Spin in again, begin again. I wondered then at my new wings, leathery and hard, covering a span most terrifying. The earth and sky were both my own. Any place I could think I was free to roam. With ease I would tear free from earth, buffet a cloud till it dispersed, felling forests beneath fire and ash, the sea-green emerald seared to black. Animal, plant, insect consumed, boiling rivers to slake my thirst and then resume. Copper skin and silver blue eyes, a living eclipse wheeling in the sky. But I heard your song adrift in the warm breeze, and came to slumber, hibernate through the centuries. Your lips smiled around a melody. Spin in again, begin again. I laughed aloud to see you again, but laughs and roars sound much the same. Of all you had built the multitude, they could not agree, and so forgot about you. So you smashed their Babel tower and made them forget that they could have understanding, a scholar's regret. But the artist William Blake could still see, pulled from myth and scripture, he painted you and me. With your crown and soul of golden hue, my skin a burnt dark copper and eyes of blue, his apocalyptic vision of a world undone, of the great red dragon and the woman clothed with the sun. Devil and angel whirling in a dance of jade swords and grace, and all mankind hurled into space. You shed a tear and looked away. Spin in again, begin again. A sliver of what you once were, survival is now a fight on death's door. Chess pieces ready and at your disposal, moved against your adversary in a fight for control. But the tide rolls in and the sea resounds, unrelenting the game reduces your shores as it pounds. Your group who seek answers of truth find little but spear and nail and tooth. The game is intense, your mortality close, and the world calls for you to give up the ghost. Yet your people are like the very earth, life has hammered them, tempering them from birth. But like all songs along a dwindling spiral, beauty is matched by brevity and a funeral pyre. The embers of your eyes flicker fire. Spin in again, begin again. Housed by a mother with eyes of jade, from the fashioning of 2 rings your body was made, into a house of smooth dark wood, brought to a family whose lives were good. The game now reduced to a few grains of sand, so much ability lost from your command, and the soul so harbored amidst comfort and love, conceived all large games were played by others far above. A soul's respite, a breath of vacation, vision quite hidden by mind's machination. But war with one's brother can bring about an evolution, and together we set out to find the solution. Perhaps you remember me from long before, my copper skin and blue eyes standing at your mind's open door. At last you're looking once more. Key out! Who are you? Now all that's left is you again, no spinning in or beginning again. And though this may at first confuse, as you look at your history and carefully peruse, all your different wars and games, your name renowned, your name defamed, look beyond all your own tombs, and see yourself standing alone with your white plume. And remember, when you're further down the track, if you're missing me while you're looking back, you can create me again to play a game, and you can know that I will always do the same. And all our spinning is just a simple dance, for we created everything here, every circumstance. I can see you now. End game. All that remains is dynamic 9, the summation of this game containing all along the timeline. It is all wins and losses, all knowingness and not. It is mystery and serenity, all remember and forgot. To try to sum it up would be to feel the universe's seams and threads, for if you can know all, you know you're at the end. And anyhow, no word or symbol can solve dynamic 9, for it is the aesthetic. So now, end calm, end time. So that's it. I neglected to mention, so William Blake was a painter. I don't know when he was around, but I'm sure it was a few hundred years ago, I think. And he did paint a painting called The Great Red Dragon and the Woman Clothed with the Sun, and it inspired that piece of that sort of contention between heaven and hell, good and evil, and that sort of thing. So it is in there for that reason. And there's a few other little knickknacks in there that are personal to Rayma and I, like I mentioned, housed by a mother with eyes of jade, our mom's eyes are green. So that's why that one. And there's a few other little knickknacks in there, but that is Dynamic 9. And, so there it is. That was written for Rayma on her birthday. Hope you all enjoyed it.